ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking back hits. Subscribe.
Chain on both sides, that just kind of looks funny. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Studios' The First 10 Years series, Thor the Dark World movies, Thor and Sif 2-pack. Trying to get your first 10 years Marvel Studios figures, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
I'm always happy to get a new character. I think we've seen this Thor figure before, but anyway, on the side you can see there's a read-up on the Thor the Dark World movie, everyone's favorite MCU film, of course. And then on the very back, you could also see it's number 5, it says 2013, and then you get a poster image spot varnish over here of Thor the Dark World. And then on the back you could also see there's a read-up for Thor. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. And then here's a read-up for Sif. Go ahead and pause it now if you want to read that. I shouldn't dog Thor the Dark World so much. This is really the first MCU film that had this level of special effects, But anyway, it says Thor the Dark World right over there. You get that built-in image going on. And then on the top, you get the Marvel Studios spot varnished over there. Not much more going on the bottom. So let's get to it and crack these figures open. And here's Thor and Lady Sif out of the packaging. And this is not a set I was really looking forward to that much. But now that I have these figures out of packaging, I'm actually really liking this 2-pack set. This Thor figure is a version of Thor I've been wanting in action figure form for quite some time. Well, up until recently, I think I was over it in the last couple of years. I kind of got over wanting a figure with this particular look from Thor the Dark World. I'm pretty stoked off of what's been happening with Thor in the more recent movies. But anyway, that Sif figure is brand new. I'm very excited for it. But first, we're going to take a closer look at Thor, and then we'll get a closer look at Lady Sif. Remember this guy? Yeah, so we have Mjolnir once again. We've seen this Mjolnir several times before. This particular piece right here has a lot of marbling going on, so that is irksome. I don't really like that too much. And it does have some paint right here, so it does make it pop a little bit, and the handle is mostly a very dark brown, some silver right there at the bottom. Comparing it to the Age of Ultron Thor Mjolnir, you can see that the Age of Ultron version looks a little bit cleaner. On this side though, this one has some paint splotching and marbling going on, but at least it has one good looking side. This one, you can see the marbling all over the place, So if you like the marbling, hey, good for you, but yeah, I prefer this Mjolnir. So the head sculpt and the body, aside from the arms, have all been reused. We've seen this head sculpt before. We do get new paint apps that do look a little better than the last time we'd seen this head sculpt. I do like what they've done with the paintwork on this. It does look really good. It doesn't look dead on Chris Hemsworth though, but I do like it. Just comparing it to the Age of Ultron version, you could see right there, you can see the improvement on this newer figure, but comparing it to a more recent Thor figure, this is the TRU 3-pack right there, you could see that, yeah, this looks a little bit more like Chris Hemsworth, right? Doesn't it? I don't know. I think so anyway. But I do like the paint apps. I like how we get, multi-layers of paint right here on the face, and then the hair looks fantastic. Nice brown wash throughout that blonde plastic hair. So I think that looks really good. We get the same texturing on the cape and everything that we'd seen on the previous versions of Thor, so that's not new. And then looking at the torso, we've seen this sculpt before. There's your Age of Ultron figure, so you can see same sculpt, but much better gold paint. I like the gold paint on this, shines a lot brighter. It looks like they've applied more to it. And I like what they've done with the mesh with the arms. I did compare this to some other figures that have the mesh arms, and it's a brand new sculpt right here. This hasn't been reused at all or anything. I like the gold paint that we're seeing right here. Looks pretty good. Nice red paint on the inside. And looking right here. Looks pretty sweet. I'm liking that. So yeah, arms look pretty good. I like the mesh. I wanted this look for Thor for quite a while, but yeah, now that it's here, I'm actually kind of over it by now. But anyway, look, if he wasn't such a badass in Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War, but anyway, there's your Thor butt and the Thor legs. Nice clean paint apps. I gotta say that, even though everything's reused, the paint apps do look really clean. So I'm very pleased with the paint apps on this figure. It looks great. Yeah, not much complaining for that side of the figure as far as paint apps go. So to go over the articulation on this Thor figure, we're not getting a whole lot of head movement right here. You cannot make the head look up. There's no hinge for that neck, so yeah, you can only look down the tiniest bit too. So just a tiny little bit of wobbling this way, and a tiny bit of head pivot wobbling, but you do get side-to-side motion right there for that head. You can move the shoulders all the way outward, which is awesome. You can see the sculpting on the mesh stops a little bit right there. I wonder if that's because, that helps with the articulation. I don't know. You can rotate forward, but you kind of have to move outward a little bit as you move forward, because there's this piece right here of the armor that kind of gets in the way. You can move back. You get a bicep swivel, get double jointed elbows, and then both wrists turn side to side and hinge side to side like a roll of the dice motion. So both with the left and right hands you get that movement. You get rotation at the diaphragm. You get diaphragm pivot, crunch forward at the diaphragm, back at the diaphragm. Hips move outward that much. And you can get the legs kicking forward that much, back the tiniest bit, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, ankles move down, ankles do not move up. That frustrates me when the ankles don't move up. And you do get ankle pivot. So Lady Sif comes with 2 sets of weapons. You can see that you get her shield and her sword combo right here, which looks great. We remember seeing this at the beginning of Thor the Dark World, and I really like the details sculpted right here in her shield. That is awesome. I really dig that a lot. That's great. Get some dark red straps on the inside, but man, that detailed sculpt looks really good. And I like that texturing right here too. That looks really nice. I'm very pleased. And then the sword looks pretty good too, you know. Bright silver paint apps, detailed sculpting right here. Can't complain too much about that. But I will complain that there's no real weapon storage. So I wish that she could, you know, have her shield and sword plugged into her back. You can kind of like fake it with just putting the sword behind her hair. You know, you can make that work if you really want to. So that's a thing. And then she also comes with her double sword. And I don't remember her using this too much. I remember her stabbing some frost giants with it though. So that's pretty nifty. I like the sculpted detail on this too. I like all these little patterns that they're able to capture. It really makes it feel Asgardian, you know? I dig that a lot. And then you could take it apart right there in the middle. You could plug it back in so she could have 2 swords, you know? Or she can have just that one, you know, long double sword. And then here's looking at the Jamie Alexander, aka Lady Sif head sculpt. And I do think they nailed the likeness of Jamie Alexander with this head sculpt. I like to darken the settings just a little bit so you can see that paint detail a little better. They even got the mole right over there, right by her nose. This looks beautiful. I think they did such a great job with this. I really dig this a lot. I was looking up some reference images. Fun fact, yeah, check her out at the premiere for Thor the Dark World. Holy crap, I did not know she was wearing that. But then also check this out. I mean, you know, visiting kids in the hospital. So yeah, hey, she's beautiful all the way around, right? Right? I think so. But yeah, I love the paint apps. The bright green eyes look really good. That is awesome. I really dig the sculpting of her hair too. That looks really nice. Very realistic hair. It does get a little bit glossier towards the bottom right here. It's a little on the stiff side, but you can move it around a little bit. You know, we'll get into articulation in just a minute. But yeah, the most impressive thing for me on this whole figure and out of this, you know, whole set is all the detail that we're seeing right here on her armor. That blows my mind. I love the silver paint and I love the detail of that sculpt. That is just great. Looks like it's made out of cast iron right here with all these little soft wrinkles and everything. That is really well done. And I like the mesh right over there. And then the shoulder pads look really good too. That is great. Yeah, man. I love the details on this figure. It does look really good. Even all these little tiny bits hanging off right over here. That is very well done. The gauntlets look really good too. Like that. Now, I do have a little QC issue with this figure, and that's that her left arm wants to pop off hella easy. So I wonder if she was going to be a Build-A-Figure at some point, and they scrapped that idea. But yeah, you can just put it right back in there. But she does have a little bit of that fault right there. Then the legs are pretty much mostly all black except for some silver right here, you know, which is looking good. And then some wrinkles right there. And then there's her heels. And she still has peg holes. Now to go over the Lady Sif articulation, we get some good head movement over here. She does have a neck hinge joint, so you can make the head look up quite a bit. A little tricky to do, but there goes that arm again. But yeah, you can get her looking upward that much, which is a lot more than the Thor figure. You can also get her looking very far downward. You get side-to-side motion right here, which is pretty good. I like that you can flip the hair over the shoulder, so that works. And you do get some head pivoting. The shoulders can move outward all the way. Oh, popped off on me, but the shoulder pad goes over the actual body of the figure, so you can get 90 degrees outward with these shoulders. Same thing with this side, even without it popping off, so that works. And then you get a full 360 rotation right there. Ah, this arm. Please let me know in the comments if you have an issue with that arm, but you get full 360 right there. A single jointed elbow that does bend in more than 90 degrees. You get rotation at the elbow, and then the wrists turn side to side, and they both hinge up and down. We get a diaphragm joint that turns side to side. She'll crunch forward just, the tiniest bit. that much, more so backwards, and we get some good diaphragm pivot right there. The hips move out just that far, and you can get her kicking forward and not back so much. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and then the ankles move down. They move up pretty far. She has a weird ankle pivot, man. I mean, she has an ankle pivot, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's almost more side to side than real ankle pivot. I don't know, but hey, at least it's there. Now to measure out this Lady Sif figure in the Thor, you can see that Lady Sif is standing a little over 6 inches tall, and then Thor over here is standing just a little over 7 inches tall. Then here's the MCU Thor and Lady Sif next to the comic versions of Sif and Thor, and you can see this Thor kind of resembles this kind of suit or armor that we're seeing anyway. This is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Return of Marvel Legends Thor. And then we have, what was this from? This is the A-Force box set Sif right over here, which is actually a pretty good adaptation to film right here, you know? They're not perfect, but I like it. And then here's Lady Sif next to the only other MCU female Asgardian characters that we have in action figure form. We have Hela and we have Valkyrie. And one thing I was just thinking, is Sif alive, right? She's alive, because half the people, or half the Asgardians on the ship that Thanos had taken over had survived, didn't they? They escaped? I'm pretty sure she still lives, right? Then here's our new Thor, the Dark World Thor figure, next to all of the other MCU Thor figures. I think this is all of them. I didn't realize I was such a huge MCU Thor fan because I think I have every single Marvel Legend MCU Thor figure. We have the first movie Thor version, we have the Avengers version, we have the Age of Ultron version, we have the 2 Ragnarok versions, and the 2 Avengers Infinity War versions right here. To my surprise, the Showstopper Thor right here on the side, that's the shortest one. He looks like he's the shortest Thor out of all of these, actually. If not, he's like the same height as one of these Thors right here. But yeah, this guy stands pretty good, and I don't know if there's enough mead for it, but let's hopefully have a Thor party, yeah! I'll have another. 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 And then here's the Thor and Lady Sif 2-pack next to the other Marvel Studios, the first 10 years series figures I reviewed. We have the Infinity War 3-pack, we have Ronin, we have the SDC exclusive Red Skull, and then we have the Captain America and Crossbone Civil War figures, and I have the Mark 7 packed and shipped already, so yeah, I'll be receiving a replacement for that hopefully sooner than later. And then here's the Thor and Lady Sif figures next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. I gotta give you guys a big thanks for hanging out with me today and watching my video, especially those of you that watch these videos all the way from the beginning to the very end. It really does help out this YouTube channel quite a bit when you do that, as well as when you hit the like button if you like the video. Please leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of these figures. Let me know what you think of the review, and please hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell if you have not already. These are not bad figures. I can't say either one is a bad figure, but this is really my least favorite of the first 10 years series that we've seen so far. I don't know. The Thor figure is cool, you know, but I'm kind of more stoked on the more recent versions of Thor that we've been seeing. And the Lady Sif figure is pretty awesome. I really do like it a lot. I never really thought to myself, oh man, I really need a Lady Sif figure. But I mean, if we're gonna get Lady Sif, I'd love to see the Warriors 3 also, you know, so I don't know. But she was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and, you know, it's Lady Sif and the Warriors 3, so if you're gonna have just one of them, yeah, Lady Sif is the way to go. So I'm very happy that we are getting a Lady Sif figure, but there are some QC issues going on with that. So anyway, the Lady Sif, she's getting a SUD rating of...
It's not so bad.
And then the Thor figure is getting a SUD rating of...
Meh.
So yeah, neither of the figures getting extremely high ratings over here. Like I said, not my favorite of this first 10 years series, but I still like them both. I'm still happy to have a Lady Sif figure, so that makes me happy, and having that Thor figure is cool too, but I mean, shoot, I should be more stoked for that Thor figure. I'm the biggest Thor fan ever. I have all the Thors. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, let me know what you think of these figures in the comments section below. If you'd like to see a photo gallery of these images and stay up to date in Marvel news, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on the social media, you can find me on the Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. Links to everything in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face.